Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a simple diorama. I'm going to be building the Klingon bird of prey in the 1/1000 scale, the kit from Polar Lights. Now I've built this before, and actually have that one I took to Wonderfest and it got a bronze award. But what I want to do is with this one, I want to build the, I believe it's Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, that whale scene. I know it's been done many times, but I want to do it at this scale. And I bought this little box at like a dollar store for a couple dollars. Anyway, I thought it was a good size. Will give us a nice flat surface. I want to light our bird of prey, so this will get room for switches and batteries. And I think it's just the right size for this scale of bird of prey. I can put the bird of prey. I'm trying to figure out how to do the whaling boat. Can't really find any files online right now that really kind of matches that. Not worried about it being exact, but I may try to scratch build with some sirens a small boat. Now I have found some wells that should fit or go nicely with this display on thingy first, so I'll probably try to print those out. So that's the plan right now. When it comes to the bird of prey, I've already started getting it ready for lighting. First thing I did was remove some of these connection points in here to make room for the lighting and not block the lights. And here I had to move a little section that's kind of circular apart, came all the way around, so I removed that, snipped it off, and just trimmed out these supports. I think I may need to remove these since there is some lighting right here that may be blocking, so I may have to remove these supports as well. Now for the lighting, I'm going to be using a combination of LEDs and SMDs. I've already started getting some wiring done. As you can see, I have two small SMD. These are just clear white SMDs and a clear white. I believe this is a 1.5 millimeter LED that will light part of it. Kind of the plan is that this will come up in here, the bigger one, and light these lights up here, and the marker light up on the top of the bird of prey, and then have these small SMDs run up in the front. I have a couple of them. It's such a narrow path right here. These wirings will easily fit through the neck of the bird of prey. So that's the plan right now. Still got to work on that. I'll also add another light or two to the engine lighting in the back here. You can see where I've already started cut away that section. And I wanted to kind of light these lights right here, but it's just the way it's made. I'm just not sure how I can do it. I'd have to kind of cut through that, and there's this, the way they drop down, I just don't know how to run those lights in there, so that may not work out. I mean, I could probably cut through that and just have some fiber optics run into the body. It probably wouldn't be that noticeable. I don't know. I'm not decided on that just yet. I'm kind of leaning toward this having to do without it. So anyway, that's the plan. Once we get the bird of prey built, we'll start working on the actual diorama and doing the water effect. Not 100% sure what kind of water effect I want to do in that, but it'll be pretty basic. So just gotta get busy getting this all lit. And and another thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to light block it from the inside. I'm going to allow the lights to just come through, and on these window sections, these very small, I'm just going to scrape away the paint. Once it gets all painted, I'll light block it from the outside, and I'll scrape away the paint from there. I'll have a slight green tint to it, but it still should look pretty good. So that's the plan, and I just got to get going. Alright, I have my bird of prey all assembled, and as you can see, I have a black coat over it right now. I first did a gray primer, and then went with a black coat. I had to check for I had a lot of little light leaks I had to address, so I think I got most of those covered. As you can see, I got my wiring coming out. So now I'm just going to be painting up our bird of prey here, and I'm going to do a green base coat over it, and then there'll be a lot of detail painting on the different panels, the red on the underside of the wings and things of that nature. So I'm just going to get busy working on that. All right, I have most of my detail painting done on my bird of prey. I've also added on the decals. Now, I still have a little bit more work left to do and a little bit more touch-up painting. I need to put some more decal solution on these decals to get them blended in with the model, and final step will be to put on a dull coat. Now, I have checked the lighting. My windows are just not turning out very well. I'll have some engine lighting. The front will be lit. That's not very bright, so the lighting effects are going to be minimal, but at this point there's not much I can do about it. Preparing the actual display base, I'm using this little hobby box thing I found at the hobby store. Well, obviously we'll be painting over that. For water effect, what I'm going to try to do is I have this clear acrylic, and I've already drilled out a hole where our bird of prey will go in. I'll paint the underneath of that kind of a dark color, and then apply this and add in our different things. I printed out some little wells, and I got to touch up painting those and remove them from their supports. I've had a hard time finding a whaling ship to print out. What I did find was like some little tugboats. I've taken one and had been modifying it, and now I'm starting to painting it. You can see what the original file looks like, and I just added in some styrene and a couple of things to this one. I know it's not really that close to what was on the movie, but it'll give us you know, our object there, our ship, to indicate what's going on. So I'm just going to have to go with that. I don't think it's terrible, it's just not very accurate to what was on the movie. So I have to paint up this box, finish painting our bird of prey, and for the final water effect, we'll add on some Mod Podge to give it kind of a rippling effect, and hopefully that will turn out. So we'll this will as much of an experiment as in anything else. So we'll see how this turns out. All right, I have all my elements ready to be put together. Now on the display base, I originally was going to put a sheet of acrylic. That just didn't work out. When I tried to glue it on, it just kind of made a mess. Ended up taking it off, kind of sanding it down. Put some black paint, and then I put some clear transparent blue paint. If you look closely, you can see a little bit of it coming through, kind of our bottom of the ocean, so to speak. And so the idea is to attach our bird of prey on here. I'm going to use Mod Podge gloss to make the water effect. I'm going to cover it, kind of ripple it up like waves, and then I'll add in my whaling ship and my whales that I've painted up now. And hopefully it'll turn out pretty good. So we'll go ahead and finish all that up, and when I come back we'll look at the finished project. Okay, well, here's my finished Star Trek for the Voyage Home diorama featuring the Polar Lights 1000 Klingon bird of prey. Overall, I think it's okay. There's just a lot of things that did not turn out the way I wanted to. I didn't worry about being very specific as far as the paint job on the bird of prey. I'm sure that the studio model was a bit different here and there, but overall I think it portrays the look of that particular bird of prey. One of the things that I wasn't quite happy with is just the lighting didn't come out as bright as I hoped. Here you can see the engine lighting, which on camera it looks like more of a hot spot than it really is. It's a little bit more diffused. However, you can make out the single LED. So that wasn't too bad. Just the windows really didn't come out. My lighting really didn't illuminate too much. I've had to turn down the lights a little bit here just to kind of see some of the lights. There's a marker light up here, some of the windows, and then the windows themselves are a bit rough. They're not very well defined. You can see some lighting underneath. You can see the where I went red. And watching the movie, it actually is just more of a red outline. This model's just way too small to kind of do that, at least for me. And I went with that kind of green color. You can also see some of the red lighting up underneath here. That part was good. The water effect's okay. I used, again, this gloss Mod Podge, and it took a while to dry, and I did a couple of different layers. Probably could have inset the wells a little bit. They seem to be on top of the water a little too much. I should have. My thought was to build up the Mod Podge, but it was just taking a long time for each layer to dry. Several days. You may notice there's still a little bit of white here and there, which I don't mind too much. I think that will eventually go away if I'm correct. This Mod Podge can take a while to clear up. But even if it doesn't, I think it adds to kind of the ocean look. I still have a lot of work as far as water effects. I still have a lot to learn on that. I would say that you know, as far as my water effect, I'd probably just give it kind of a C rating. I don't think it's all that super compared to what I've seen other people do. Maybe something other than Mod Podge would work a lot better. I know there's some things that you can buy that specifically made for water effects. However, this is just an inexpensive way to do it. And it is not bad, and it probably could have been done better. And I'm probably just being really critical of myself on this. Again, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. There's just some things that didn't come together the way I wanted to, and you know, but overall, you know, I think it makes for a cool little display. Again, very inexpensive. This is this little hobby box, the Mod Podge 3D printed. The boat, again, was a tugboat that I modified to try to make it look more like a fishing boat, and printed out some wells. Those files were found on Thingiverse, by the way. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, everybody have a good one.